Hello. Hello. So I totally forgot to set up my microphone. I've been talking to myself for the last half hour or so. Like a crazy person. And nobody knew that it happened because I didn't... son of a gun. I didn't have the mic on. Anyway. Makes me feel a little bit better about the person I was paired with leaving. Liars. All right. So where are we at here? We got the model set up. We should probably go for some detail now. We'll do the where is that? There we go. We'll do the cross pad here. The start and select button. I mean, those are kind of flat on a regular controller. They don't stick out very much, so it might make sense to make those as details in the texture instead of model pieces. And then the cross pad, that will be a model piece. As I was saying before anybody could actually hear me, the detail on the hilt or the handguard or whatever it's called, I'm probably just going to leave that out. I don't know. Actually, that might look cool as detail in the texture as well, instead of carving it in or having pieces or something. And then we got to do the wrap. All right, so crossbar is going to go here, because why not? And we'll just do a plane, F6, rotate on the Y, I think, 90 degrees. I never remember. I'll scale it way down. And I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Individual origins, extrude, scale. It didn't work. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's not do it that way. Let's instead, so it's completely square, we'll go like this. Not like that. Yeah, delete those faces. Control L. Let's zoom in. Check this out. See what we got here. Control L. And let's see if I can do this using just letter keys. I got another size, don't I? Good Lord, there's so much stuff in this tools menu. 14.5 centimeters. So Shift D on the Y axis equal to 14.5 centimeters, and there, we did it. Now if you hit Shift R, bam, does it again. Isn't that cool? Control L, grab on the Y axis equal to negative 14.5 centimeters. The only reason I do that is, I don't know, to look cool maybe? I have no idea. Shift D on the Z axis equal to 14.5 centimeters. Shift R. And then I realized that that was stupid because I just got to bring it back down anyway. Okay. Vertex. You just aren't going to give me the snapping I need, are you? What if I do this? That'll do it. But for whatever reason, Why is it? I don't know. Is it because of this? It is. All right. I don't know why, but fine. Okay. And we're just going to grab these, Control L, Control I, and hide all of that so that we can go like this. And actually, we have to select everything and remove all the doubles. Didn't work. Probably because these aren't close enough. Which I can't imagine why. That's okay. They don't have to be perfect. It was apparently one of the two. Great. Try this again. W, remove doubles, and we removed the other 6. Or, I think the other 6. Yeah, it looks fine. If you go to material, have a look at, that's not what I want, is it? Yeah, I don't think this is going to work the way that I want to. What I was going to show was that sometimes if, you know, if you get a rip or something like this and you don't notice it, you'll notice it in the material. I can't really do that because I got all of my dots and I don't know, something else. It's going to be difficult to remove this and then, you know, show. It's just not. It's not worth the hassle. I can show it some other time. Select all. Select a none. Alt H. Oh, we're still in wireframe. I don't want that. And we are still not extruded. So let's extrude this bad boy. And since we got the lengths so kindly displayed for us, that's, yeah, 2.4 seems fine. Let's have a look. Say in sculpt mode, that seems reasonable. Sure, yeah. Smooth. You know, somewhere on this computer I probably have a picture of BMO. And so I could look and see how prominent his cross pad is. Yeah, I think that works well enough. And so, as we did with the blade, I'm going to... excuse me. I'm not used to talking this much. Least of all, not used to talking to myself this much. Well, that's not true. I did in college. Okay. Anyway, so what was I going to do? I was going to... This is always the struggle for me, is how to unwrap this so that it doesn't look horrible. And I guess the way to do it would be to... Let's do something a little clever. Actually, no, because if I want to bake shadows... Am I going to bake shadows into this? Probably not, because it's... I mean, it's Adventure Time, so Adventure Time is less rendered. So we're going to do something a little maybe weird, but it'll save some time and energy. Delete these edges. Okay. Son of a gun. Not the edges. We want to delete the faces. There we go. And then, oh, we got faces on the backside here. Don't need those. Because it's all about efficiency. What did I delete? It's all about efficiency. Can't even mimic myself right. Okay, so we're going to take these, yank them. See, now they're a separate mesh. We're going to unwrap this. Sure, that looks fine. No, I guess it's not. We want to see where everything else is so that we don't interfere with anything. This is going to be significantly smaller. Scale it way down. Grab it, bring it over here. I don't know, how would this, because this is the bottom of the sword, possibly the actual hilt. I don't know sword words. I guess we scale it down. I don't know, this looks like it would be, because it's bigger than a traditional crosspad, right? But so is the handle. The handle is kind of bigger too. So I don't know. I'll just leave it like this. This is fine. Control L. Unwrap that. Grab it. Select all. Hit G. Scale it. Scale it by 0.1. Here I am using the keys again, like a hot shot. All right. Wow. I just honed that in pretty quickly. That's cool. Look how clever I am. All right. So now that we have these unwrapped, what I should do, I will do this. Mark seam, and how is this even working? Grab the seam from this, grab, Control L, grab. Yeah, they're not connected. So let's just take that out, Control E, mark seam. Again, not again, because you didn't hear me say it the first time. It's not totally necessary. Now what I'm going to do is snap the cursor to here, Control L, Shift D, rotate on the x-axis, and it's going to be wrong because I did not change the center point. So, okay, rotate on the x-axis equal to, what, 90 degrees? Yeah, not the direction I thought it was going to go, but there it is. Okay, so Shift D to duplicate, R to rotate, equal to, so that I can put in precise values. I didn't specify X, did I? X equal to 90 degrees. This is not working at all. Okay, so it is, okay, R for rotate on the x-axis equal to 90 degrees. And do it again. That doesn't help. Oh, good lord. Z, nope, X equal to 90 degrees. All right, so we got one there, we got one there, we got one there, we got one there. Cool. We got our crossbar. Again, the start select style buttons we'll put in via texture over here. So I'm not going to worry about that. It's fine. The glyphs. These glyphs, if you want to, well, I'll call them that. Why not? I'm just going to leave as texture as well, which leaves me with something I find really fun to do. The wrap here, the bandage wrap. Trying to think of how I want to do it, because I could do a proper wrap. Just realized that I did not mirror this, so do that real quick while I'm talking. I could do a sort of like a fake wrap, where I just take cylinders and stack them on top of each other so it looks like a wrap. Or I could do a proper wrap, which I've not actually, I've done before, but it's, I've tried it before. I don't think I've ever finished it. So, for the sake of this video, I think that I shall just do the cylinder process, because I've done that before. So that should be a lot easier. Also, I kind of feel like this should be centered. Is it necessary? I don't know. But let's center it. So basically, I'm just going to try and line it up on this dot right here. Let's see. It did that weird thing a second ago. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. Nope, can't. Or it was like, it was sitting halfway in between. It's not doing it now. It is not absolutely necessary that it's perfectly centered, but it looks centered. That's the important bit. Ugh, texture. Let's have a look at it. Sure, yeah, that looks fine. Looks good. Get some water in my throat. All right, so now we do the wrap. For the purpose of the wrap, we're going to keep it simple, or maybe not, I don't know. Shift C, Shift A, we'll grab a cylinder, F6. Now, first of all, our handle is only 5 vertices, so we'll set that to 5. We'll have to adjust it because it's off axis. I rotated it so that the handle is rotated so that it's not at the same angle as it was when it was first spawned in. So we'll have to do the same thing with this cylinder. The radius I'm not too concerned about because we're going to keep it big anyway. We want it to be a little bit bigger so that on the other hand, will give us a good idea of how thick that wrap is going to be. And we'll keep it plenty thick for the sake of BMO. So we're going to slide it up like that. Rotate it. Again, totally doing it by eye. Should be fine. I'm going to put in a throwaway material. I guess not a throwaway. Wrap material. It's not a throwaway because we can use that material later down the line. And then let's go into modifiers. We're going to add shrink wrap. We're going to target the sword. That looks horrible, so we're not going to use that, obviously. Use project is what I tend to use. I think I get a better result that way, or at least a result that better fits my understanding of how it should shrink wrap. And you can already see that it's kind of messed up. And actually, I just realized I like to put a line through the center here, just so that it has a little bit of wiggle room, so it can bulge and flex as I need to when I sculpt it later. Shift C, that's fine. Grab Shift C. Sort of sounds like my Other computer's about to take off. Okay, so that looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. Of course. Hello. Yeah, see this? There we go. We got a good wrap going on now. Now, what I would do, Control E, mark that as a seam, Control L, unwrap the whole dang thing. And now we got our wrap UVs all set up. Nope, scale it on the x-axis, and then we'll scale it down a little more. I think we got some empty space over here on the sword, so we'll do that. Okay, so now if we Shift D, go down, and now I'm just going to rotate it a little bit so that you have a little bit more of a wrap aesthetic going on. Of course, the basic target is still here. Let's do the auxiliary target of this top wrap so that they don't overlap. And then we just do that again. Actually, what I've done in the past is to sort of crisscross them so that you get kind of what would you call it? Like a cross wrap, I guess. I won't do that here. Instead, we'll do a more traditional wrap, hockey tape style wrap. That's probably not the best way to talk about it. All right, let's just rotate this a little bit. Just give a little bit of variation. That's all we're doing. Actually, I'm going to do something. Is that right? That's got to be right. Yeah. All right. Let's just apply these. Apply that. Apply that. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but I don't know what it is. So we're going to sculpt. We're going to, nope, that's not it. I'm going to go into grab because I want to pull this up a little bit to show less of the sword. What's going on here? So let's use the clay brush, pull that out. I think what's happening is, because it's such a thin object, oh, no, what's happening is I have the symmetry on. That's not helpful. I almost never have the symmetry on, and I must have switched it on at some point. Lately, anyway. I don't have the symmetry on. But there you go. I did this to hilt. Sort of nudge this back. And that seems fine. So let's go to the next one. Sculpt. This is where it starts getting tedious. Go in and out of. Did it switch back on? No. I don't know what the heck is going on there. Oh, and also I just realized that that's clipping through. That's okay. We can cover it with the bottom, with the wrap that I'm working on right now. It looks like it is, even though I'm not asking it to. And also, we've got some horrible, horrible clipping going on here. Let's switch to solid. Go to shading, matte cap. And sure, yeah. While I'm thinking about it, shading. I want all of these to be smooth. Makes them look nicer. All right, clay. So we're just using a clay brush to tease out the anything that's clipping. And now we'll do the same thing here. And I'm not sure if you've caught on to this at this point, but what I'm going to do is get these squared away. And I'm just going to duplicate them, because I have produced enough variability that I don't think that it will be obvious that I duplicated them. Maybe it will. We'll find out soon enough. All right. Shift D. Bring it down on the Z-axis. All right. You can tease that out. I think actually it looks fine. I think it looks good, in fact. I could go in here and just introduce a little bit more variability just for funsies. I think overall it looks fine. Now, again, what I've done is that all of these are identical. They're all duplicates of each other. So as soon as and if they all use the same bitmap, as soon as I get a texture for this one, it will apply to this one, and 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 this one. Another way that I could do it is give half of them one texture and then the other half a different texture so that there's a little bit of variability. I don't know. That's good enough. Okay. How does this look? It looks... it looks kind of weird. Because it's like very organic, and the rest of the sword is not. What if I squeeze it in here a little bit? Yeah, this doesn't really help, does it? Here's a thought. What if I do that, and I go down to mesh, transform, randomize, not quite so much, just a little bit, give it a little bit of variability. Maybe BMO made this out of cardboard. I guess I'm assuming. I guess I'm assuming that BMO built this, but I guess not. There you go. Actually, it looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. Do I still have the F6? No, I don't. Of course not. Let's go to mesh, transform, randomize, F6. Let's do a little bit more. Make it look a little jacked up. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like we've been economical enough with our polygons that we can afford to spend a little bit more, as it were. Let's do the same with this. Yeah, no, we could. We could. W, no, it's not in there. It's in mesh, transform, randomize. I'm sure there's a better way to do that. I don't know what it is. And grab Z, pull it up like that. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Grab Z, that, okay. All right. Pull this down a little bit. How's it look? Good. Good. Trying to decide how much farther I want to take this. So right now, I'm sitting at 146 faces. It's not bad. I mean, not great, probably. I could definitely make it, I mean, there are ways that I can make it more, what's the word I'm looking for? Economical. I can't think of a better word than that. Is there's some way to make it so that you're only seeing, so that you can find out how many faces, tries, and all of that are just in the object you have selected instead of all of the objects. I don't remember how to do that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this wrap, and then I'm going to call it a night. My throat's already getting raspy here. Not used to all this talking. It's normally just me. Okay, so actually let's delete this these vertices. It's currently just me. Nothing has changed. It's just now I'm talking to myself. That's the only difference. All right. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Z, wireframe. So, I guess like this. And then we'll pull it in. And then that seems all right. Let's pull this up. That seems fine. Rotate it in a little bit. Rotate it to the side like that. All right. I don't think. Oh, we're clipping. I'm just gonna nudge it in. I was trying to avoid doing that, but yeah. Then I stopped trying to avoid doing that. Okay. Speaking of which, what was I speaking about? Nothing. I wasn't speaking about anything. Unwrap. And again, I'm just going to, I mean I have to do this, which is annoying. Increment vertex. I'll tell you, if anybody ever watches this and is like, hey, the way he's doing that is really stupid, tell me. I would love to know. I'm still learning this damn software. I will always accept tips. Money tips, or, you know, more aptly for this particular moment, advice tips. So, what I tend to do for something like this, and maybe I'll do it for the other wrap pieces as well, is instead of doing like a solidify modifier, something like that, I'll just take these polygons, hit Shift D. Is that right? Yeah, Shift D. Muscle memory. And then go Control F, flip normals. So now I have what is essentially a double-sided polygon, which you can achieve in the material, I think. Somewhere in here, possibly. Somewhere in here, in the properties. It might be in the material, it might be in the object tab. You can specify that you should draw both sides of the polygon, which is probably a perfectly fine way to do it. My only concern is that if I ever throw this into a game, the engine that I use might not recognize that. I don't know, maybe it's universal. I just have that fear that it won't get recognized, so I just do it this way. Again, probably not necessary at all. Alright, let's look at this dang sword. See how we did. Select all. Nope. Select all. Smooth. No, we want to select all toggle. What do we got here? Not bad. So my one issue, and I might have to bite the bullet and just put a solidify modifier on this. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. But because of the way that I did the wrap, they all have this top portion sticking out, and you can see that it's just a polygon. I mean, depending on what you're going to use this for, that might not be that big of a deal. And again, doing a wrap, probably not the most economical way to do things. The other thing that I could do is to retopologize so that this is all one mesh. Or make it so that the wrap, merges on top. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for something that it's probably just as easy to do a solidify modifier. Well, whatever. I have a lot of options here. I think I'm going to call it a night at that point. So, yeah, I think I'll finish the rest of this on a stream. Why not? At which point I'm just going to work on the texture. Might take about an hour. Might take less. I mean, the Adventure Time color scheme is very flat. It's not very rendered. It has some shading, but it's not a lot. So it probably makes sense to keep the texturing very simple, very cohesive. That's probably not the right word to use, but I don't know. Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for me for tonight. Let's save this. I apparently haven't saved this. All right. B star. Save blend file. All right. Good night.